Homes and Gardens. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, just trying to stay sane during quarantine, just like everybody else.
I know we're both dealing with nap times and
Yeah,
spouses who work from home too, so it's definitely been an adjustment for everybody.
absolutely. It's like I'm working real estate, but also have an in-home daycare now, which is fun. So
I know, and after this, you're just like teachers and daycare workers, give them all the money.
I
Give
tell you
them
what,
everything.
I already had an appreciation, and now I have a newfound appreciation for them.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and jump into some questions.
Sure.
Um, so, how long have you been a real estate agent? And then, specifically, how long have you been with Better Homes and Gardens?
So I have been a licensed real estate agent for, I guess this is my 11th year now, which believe it or not, it's hard for me to believe that it's been that long, but this is my 11th year in the business, and was lucky that I knew, from a young age that real estate was a career that I wanted to have, and so I kind of already had that figured out at a young age, and so I've been doing this, like I said, yeah, for the last 11 years, and I've been with Better Homes and Gardens for 5 going on 6 years now. And it's been a terrific place to work. I love coming into work every day. I love doing what I do, and they're great people to work with over there.
Yep, I definitely agree. I know we kind of have a mingling between Caruso and Better Homes and Gardens, and we
Yeah,
kind of all have gotten to know each other between the sales managers and all of the team.
it's
Um,
been a lot of fun, and that's been a really cool interaction for me is with the Caruso side and not just the sales managers, but the people at the top who help run the company and make it work every single day, and that's been a lot of fun and one of the real joys that I have in working with Better Homes and Gardens.
Absolutely. So, one of the questions I get a lot because I answer a lot of phone calls are what are some of the biggest benefits to having an agent to sell or purchase a home?
Yeah, well, I always say that you want representation. You want your own representation. There are times where you'll have same thing. I'll have people say, "Hey, listen, I'm buying my house in Florida. I'm buying a house in Florida, and I just talked to the listing agent, and I want to just make an offer." And I tell them that's fine, but you get buyer representation essentially for free.
Mhm.
So I think it's very important to have your own representation in a deal, no matter how awesome the listing agent may appear and how trustworthy they may appear. It's just better to have representation on the buy side, and then of course on the selling side, I think that's the most important. I think from the outside, it sounds like it'd be easy to sell your house, on your own without an agent, but you really don't know what you don't know in terms of the things that you need to actually have a successful transaction, be it marketing, the right kind of contracts, the right language in the contracts, the right addendums, having somebody walk you through the inspection process, the appraisal process. There's so many things that so many moving parts to a real estate transaction that a lot of people don't realize until they're going through it. And so if you don't have somebody kind of holding your hand and walking you through that, I think it can be challenging. And I've had some people I know that have tried to sell on their own and got a contract and everything, and as it proceeded to settlement, it just fell apart because they just didn't have um, the right mentorship and the right guidance along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine selling my house by myself. That just
It's
seems like
difficult.
way too big,
It's
way too
difficult.
much work.
And the emotional attachment. I also invest a little bit in real estate, and you go through and sell your own properties, and you have a great, strong opinion of your own house, and who wouldn't? But a buyer comes through, and they're looking to kind of pick it apart, and you're sitting there saying, "Well, I updated my kitchen, and I updated my bathrooms, and I did that 5 years ago," and some people say, well, it's great, but it's not for me. And then the emotions kind of come into it. So it's definitely difficult to sell your own home, especially on your own.
Absolutely. Speaking of selling and then buying, in certain areas, we offer our buy new, sell free program, which you have been a huge part of.
Yeah.
Can you explain kind of how that works and how the process goes with that
Yeah.
program?
That's been terrific, and kudos to the folks at Caruso for coming up with the program. So what that is, it's actually exclusive to Better Homes and Gardens, to our brokerage. a partnership with Caruso Homes. And essentially, to boil it down to its basic form, if you purchase a Caruso home and you have an existing home to sell, if you utilize the buy new sell free program with us, we list your house for 5%, and it's 2.5% to a buyer's agent and 2.5% to the seller's agent. So whatever commission you pay to us as the selling agent, the 2.5% of whatever your sales price is. Let's say you pay a $10,000 commission to us to sell your house. What Caruso Homes then does is they turn around and give you a $10,000 credit towards your upgrades at your new Caruso home. So, for example, if you ended up with a $590,000 house with $60,000 in options at Caruso, you end up paying $580,000 because they've credited you $10,000. What you gave us, they're crediting that to you on the sale of your Caruso home. So it's fantastic. You're going to pay a commission to a selling agent whether you are utilizing the program or not. So you might as well get a dollar for dollar benefit while you're buying the Caruso home. And what it's done is, we've had tremendous success selling people's homes, and I know they love the fact that they get that credit when they come to Caruso. And maybe they're on the fence about getting another option, but they say, "Hey, wow, we're getting a $10,000 credit, so now we can afford this other option here because it's the same price that we would have paid had we not got the credit." So it's been
Absolutely.
great.
And what counties do you do most of your buying and selling in?
Yeah, so obviously Indianapolis and surrounding areas here in Anne Arundel County. Do a lot in Prince George's County as well. Some in Montgomery County, Baltimore, Howard County, and actually a little bit down in Charles County as well. So I would say basically, and I've done a little bit in Baltimore City and Baltimore County through the years. So I would say basically, Central Maryland, just getting down in there to Southern Maryland and Charles County, and that's kind of the areas that we concentrate on.
Okay. And with the current situation with COVID-19, there have been a
Mhm.
lot of changes in real estate market. And
Definitely.
what are you seeing out there as a real estate agent, and how have things changed?
Yeah, so it's changed a little bit here, obviously, and what we've had to do is take into consideration. Thankfully, we are deemed an essential business. And sorry, we have a question here on the side. Do we want to answer Candace's question,
Sure.
and then I'll get back to
I
the.
Sure. I've never clicked it over to the video before. I think there we go.
There we go. So is that $10,000 credit the same amount regardless of? No. So Candace, what that is, so for example, if you sell a house for $300,000 and whatever the commission is the credit you get. So if the commission is $7,500 that you pay us, you get a $7,500 credit. If you sell a house for $1 million and the commission you pay us is $30,000, you get a $30,000 credit towards your off of your Caruso home when you go to buy that as well. So it's not. I just use 10,000 as an example. So whatever that 2.5% commission that you've paid to us to sell your current residence, whatever that dollar figure is what transfers over to the Caruso home.
Perfect. Thanks, Candace.
Yeah, thank you, Candace. That's a good question. And back to the COVID-19. So what we've done is, what I've tried to do is, again, where we are essential, so we are allowed to continue to operate. On my listings, I have limited the number of days you can see the house from 7, which we normally would have every day of the week, down to just 1 day. I have one client who's okay with doing 2 of them, 2 days a week. So we've done Saturday and Sunday, but I've tried to limit it to Sunday because obviously cleaning supplies are in short supply these days. That obviously limits the number of days they have to actually clean and disinfect their house, which I think is important. And also, again, you're not disrupting everybody every day of the week for showings, random times of the day. There's no place for people to kind of go and hang out. We used to tell folks that you can go grocery shopping or go grab a cup of coffee or go shopping or whatever, and obviously you can't do any of that now. So we've kind of tried to reduce it down to just 1 day a week. We've also picked up on the buyer side. We can still go see properties as long as the sellers are allowing them. They have the right to basically decline showings at this point because they may not want people in the house.
Hmm.
I have also limited the number of people that can accompany me to a showing. usually if a husband and a wife want to come, or a couple want to come and their parents want to come, and they have an aunt or uncle or somebody who wants to come, that's perfectly fine under normal circumstances. But what I've done is just limit it to 2 people who can accompany me, so that way we don't have a parade of people going through people's houses. We're offering virtual tours at our listings as well. We actually can FaceTime. So I've actually gone to a listing, and buyers have actually, and their agent have sat in front of a computer just like this, and they've
Mhm.
FaceTime me as I've walked them through the house. So we're trying to make the houses still as available and accessible as we can, and continue without a hitch. The number of showings has definitely declined from where we were this time last year. But what I think that's going to do for the real estate market is basically push our spring market from the spring to the end of summer or fall, whenever we're able to kind of reopen the economy a little bit. I think we're basically just kind of delaying the busy spring market. But I have to say, knock on wood, I had a settlement on Thursday. I had one about 10 days ago. I've got another one a week from today. So, we are still conducting business, and just signed a new contract for a settlement next month as well. So we're still able to kind of operate as we normally would, just with a little bit different circumstances.
Absolutely. And I will say we have a lot of quick delivery homes where agents are still bringing their clients.
Yeah.
And the great thing about those is no one has lived in them. No
Yeah.
one is
Great
living
point.
in them. So there's a lot more flexibility when agents can come out. So if you're an agent and you have someone looking, take a look at our website at our Move In Now homes, and I can help you out with any of those.
Definitely.
Um,
I mean,
so
I just helped a buyer to buy a property in Southern Hills. So they had been, talking about going out, and talking about going out for a year, a little over a year, and I guess about 3 weeks ago, took them through, and they signed on to buy a brand new home in Davidsonville and Caruso Homes, Southern Hills community. So we're able to conduct business, and you guys have a lot of homes that are ready and available, and I would encourage everybody to come out and take a look.
absolutely. Well, to end on a good note, what is your favorite part of being a real estate agent, and do you have any advice for our viewers today?
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many things. I'm a people person. I probably talk a little too much. I love. That's what makes this whole quarantine thing difficult for people like me who like to talk and interact with people. Um, but I think above all, it's been my passion since I was like 12 years old. I know it's a weird, thing to be passionate about as a kid, but I love real estate. I love working with people. I love the possibilities that real estate affords to everybody, whether it's your primary residence, or I work with a number of investors to buy rental properties and flip homes and things like that. There's just so many possibilities in real estate, and to help people find their dream home, or accumulate some wealth or some income properties. And so I just love, I guess, to boil it down, the possibilities that real estate does afford you. I would say, for advice, if you are okay and you're ready, willing, and able, and you guys are on the looking for a house right now, be it a new construction with Caruso, or just a residential resale, I would say the houses are out there. There are houses out there for sale, and a lot of them are sitting, and a lot of sellers are getting anxious to sell. And I think you can find a deal right now. I think if you're willing to go out and take the precautions and wear masks and gloves and things like that, you can find a deal. Which in normal April, you're paying, it's a seller's market, and you're paying at or above asking price on almost everything the last few years. Whereas
Mhm.
now, we're seeing sellers have to give a discount because they are not sure when somebody else is going to come along and make an offer. So if you're in the market, I would say let's keep putting our feet on the pavement, and move forward.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Alex. We will have him put his contact information in the comments if you want to reach out to him, if you have any questions.
Yeah,
Stay tuned. We have some more videos throughout the weeks, and just like our Facebook page and stay safe.
awesome. Thank you. It was great to be with you guys. Looking forward to doing it again sometime.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.